Tell me, what mirror do you use? This one?
Mm-hmm. Pull this out of the way. It's out of adjusted right now. Everybody's reset.
I think I'll be able to get you in this mirror, looking into that mirror.
Oh, I'll work it.
Okay. We only have one camera tonight. Mike is not.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes, I did.
Okay.
It's really nice.
I just want to get a little test here because I'm need my longer mic is what I'm going to need.
Now, does this one have interchangeable lens? Or is that just the...
You know what? I believe it does, but we've never even changed it. There is the wig.
That's cool. That's a good color.
Date of birth?
12/29/49. You ain't get the Social Security card, huh? Charlie Brown, The Making of a Drag Queen, Tape 1. Like,
Move it along.
yeah, it moves it along a little quicker. And then let's do like a sit down with Mike one day. Or you just do
Yes.
it
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
with
total
me.
interview.
With me. Oh, yeah. Completely.
This is like just doing the
yourself
makeup
right.
and following me through the night.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Just
Tuesday,
just
we're
what we get from here.
Tuesday.
All right. Charlie Brown, The Making of a Bitch, take 1. Right here. Hey, Charlie.
You got me in the mirror?
Yep. I did.
Because right here is where I'll be most of the time. This angle.
Gotcha. Now tell me, how long have you been performing as Charlie Brown? Wait, first of all, is your real name Charlie Brown?
No, it's Charles Dillard.
Charles Dillard.
Uh-huh.
Would you tell where Charlie Brown came from?
I worked at a Holiday Inn as a desk clerk and 3 to 11 shift. And right at 11 o'clock when the auditor came in, I screwed up a big register ring up. And she said, "God damn you, Charlie Brown." And everybody started calling me Charlie Brown at work there. Then when I started doing drag, I took the name of Renee Walker.
Renee Walker.
And they'd introduce me, "Ladies and gentlemen, Renee Walker." Nobody would clap, and I'd come out and they'd go, "Oh, that's Charlie Brown." And so about that time in Nashville, Tennessee, they had a city ordinance that they could have female impersonation, but we had to have a male name.
What?
A male name and Mr. in front of it, and they had to be told
no.
Yes, and they had to be told when they walked in the club that the show is totally of men. Everybody in the show is a man, and we had to be introduced on stage as Mr. Timmy Taylor, Mr. Charlie Brown, Mr. Kerry Dennis. Everybody had to have the name Mr.
That is just the funniest thing. Now, what year are we talking about? Did you start performing, doing drag?
Well, I was 20 years old.
You were 20?
Yeah, the drinking age was 18 then.
And tell me,
I'm 52 now, so let's go back 32. Let's go back 32 years.
Wow. So what was it like to perform back then? I mean, first of all, tell me how you got interested in performing. Where did you first see
I
your
was
first
living
drag
in Myrtle
show?
Beach, South Carolina, and I moved back. My home is in Scottsville, Kentucky. It's 70 miles north of Nashville. And I was living in Myrtle Beach, and the summer was over, and I moved back to Nashville. And I was staying with some friends, and they said, "You ain't gonna believe this, they got a drag show downtown." And they took me to see the show that night. I walked in, and the show was starting, and they announced right before the entertainers came out that they needed a male lead and a sound man. And I needed a job, so I applied for the job and got it. And so I would do the male parts on stage, and I'd work the sound and the lights. And
Like, what kind of songs did you do?
I didn't.
What kind of performances did you do on stage?
At that,
Parts, what
oh, just any part they required. About that time, Carol Burnett's skits were, Carol Burnett's show was going with Harvey Korman and Lyle Wagner.
Right.
And not Lyle Wagner. What's his name, Lena? Tim Conway and Lyle. And double skits that they would do, we would tape, and we would do them on stage, and I'd play the male part. And any songs that were out at the time.
Now, Lena, what is your last, your drag name? Your last, is it Lena Lust?
Lena Lust.
That's what I thought. I knew it.
So we're talking early 70s, because I graduated in 68 from high school.
Wow. And so it was in. When did you start performing in drag?
About 3 months after I started work there, they do a thing called turnabouts. That's where the bartenders, the male leads, waiters, doorman, anybody in the bar that has a male part does the show, and the entertainers does their job. And I was a hit. I went over fantastically, and so that next week I did one night a week, was working 4 nights a week. One night a week I got there, slowest night I got to do drag. And from there I worked my way in.
Now, at first, it seems like now you have one character. I mean, Charlie Brown is a character. She's a staple character, right? Am I
Yeah.
right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But there are other drag queens, obviously, that, like Lena, do you change your appearance a lot and look completely different when you perform sometimes, or do you stay with Lena?
I basically try to change my appearance with the hair, basically, when I'm doing the characters. Sometimes I try to do the makeup, the eye makeup especially.
But Charlie, you do too. I've seen you. You're right. Now that I'm thinking about it, I have seen you really looking different. But you're kind of a staple now. You're a celebrity now. So
I would call myself the white Chris Rock of drag, because if I think it, I'm going to say it.
Right.
But the thing about it is, you can say almost anything if you've got a smile on your
Well,
face.
your comedic satire is completely incredibly entertaining.
The secret is smiling. If you smile at these people while you're saying it, you can say almost anything. And
I have to say that you can handle a crowd better than anyone in Atlanta I have seen.
well, the show here at Charlie Brown's Cabaret at Backstreet, it's we have the crowd you have to handle.
I remember coming here and being terrified. I tell my friends, we're going to see Charlie Brown. If you say anything other than "Thank you, ma'am," we're leaving.
I used to be more vicious. I think I was very vicious back during. In '96, I quit drinking and doing drugs and cleaned totally up. And before then, I let the alcohol and the drugs get carried away, and I was very vicious through that period. And a lot of times people come and say, well, I used to see you back in the early 90s, and you were so much funnier. You would tear this place up. But that wasn't me. That was alcohol and drugs doing it.
Can I ask you honestly, both of you, what kind of drugs play a part in the entertainers? If you had to, like, how much of it do you see in a drag show performance? I mean, I know that's late at night. I know that, many of the people that come here and party are doing drugs.
The drug scene, to me, the drug scene has really dropped. I think the drug scene's really dropped.
Is this change is like an up and down?
Well, my entertainers are clean. That's one thing. When I cleaned up, everybody cleaned up. This show, you'll never see an entertainer drunk on this stage or anybody tweaked out,
Right.
because if they do, they ain't gonna be here.
Right. That's good. Well,
That way you send the true entertainer. You send the true entertainer for that. I didn't realize how funny I was until I cleaned up and I could remember things I'd done the next day.
You can't really have a quick, sharp mind on even whatever kind of drug you do when you're in front of the audience. I think that you have to be.
You have to be
Sharp.
quick.
You have to
Oh
be-
yes, especially that microphone in your hand, because you never know the situation. People are. I'm gonna start doing makeup. That's all right. People are always asking me, "Do you plan your stuff?" And the thing about it is, you really can't plan it, because there's no situation the same out there. Every night when you walk on that stage, it's a total different crowd. Every time I walk on that stage, when I leave the stage while Raven is emceeing, or Lena or Heather, the time I get back 30 to 45 minutes later, half their room has turned over into a total different crowd.
Oh yeah, you have to deal with that. I didn't even think about that. You got other hosts that kind of have their own style.
But also, you've got a total crowd. This bar, they watch the show. Our first crowd that we open the show up with tonight will be here from 9 o'clock, 9:30 to 11 to get the best seats. Time they get an hour and a half of show, they're ready to go downstairs and dance off the sleepy butt that's sat there for
Right.
2 or 3 hours waiting for the show.
That's more of our attention.
And as they get up, the new crowd's coming in, and it's just a constant turnover for 5 hours. About every hour, we do a half-room turnover. And we do a 5-hour show a night.
You guys are so, in a way, I think you're lucky that you have such a crowd. I mean, you definitely deserve it, and you have built that crowd to come over here. But there, there are a lot of performers that don't get to enjoy the crowd. Do you think it's the Atlanta area, or do you think it's because you've been here and have just created a space, like you were saying earlier, for straight people and gay people? It's just a fun.
This show has turned into a tourist type show. You don't come to this show every week, but if you have friends from out of town, this is the first place you want to bring them, because you can park. You've got the best show in the nation. You got one of the best discos in the nation, and everything is happening right here.
You have something for everybody. That's what it is.
And also, you can party all night long.
What do you think about I know you hate the idea of the bars closing early, but what do you? Are you gonna have to modify your show at all for that?
Our show ends at 4, but it's not over.
Yeah.
It's going to be locked up in litigation. So they've
Yeah.
already filed for.
Ridiculous.
Backstreet was under a grandfather's clause before they ever
It's a private club.
turned it to a private club, nonprofit private. So it was already a private club before then and was grandfathered in at that time.
Okay.
So they were in operation, to my understanding, 2 years before they did it to a nonprofit. So they're breaking the law right there. And we want to thank our lesbian who backed our community. May I say that?
Yes, you may. You may say whatever you want. And that's
You forgot who put you in office.
really.
The straight people didn't vote for you because you were a lesbian. The gays voted for you because you were a lesbian.
That's right.
And you turned on us. And election is coming up. And guess who's going to turn on you? You're trying to put out over 125 employees of an established, internationally acclaimed disco. This club is internationally acclaimed as one of the hot spots. I was watching Oxygen on Oprah's show the other night, and they were interviewing a guy from Atlanta, and they said, "What about Backstreet?"
Did they really?
Yeah, and he said it's a happening place. This show by HBO has been taken worldwide. We have email. I've had 167,000 hits.
Now tell me what you did with HBO, because we want to see that when it comes out. We want to know. What
We've already done it. It was aired in '96, and it's
I'm
still
sure
airing
they're
worldwide.
again,
It's
you know.
it's still airing
They
worldwide.
just do it occasionally or randomly. You don't
Yeah.
get to know when they're putting it on.
We had a
What's the name of the
customer,
show?
Lena. What?
There's a customer friend from South Africa. They're showing it right now in South Africa.
He was in here last Thursday night, and he said, "We just watched you in South Africa."
Oh, that is fabulous.
They're still showing it.
This friend of mine transferred to Japan with MCI, and he was in recently, and he bought every piece of Charlie Brown paraphernalia he could buy.
When is there going to be a Charlie Brown doll?
I'm not a Rosie yet, but we are in the process. We're getting ready to put out the best of Charlie Brown on a cassette and videotape. My monologues.
Hopefully
And
we can supply some material for you for all that.
Oh, yeah.
Help, the editing and whatever you do.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be a big part of this.
And do you have a website?
Yeah, www.cyber-bitch.com.
Good Lord. And on your website, is there a fan club? Can people write you?
Yeah, you can email me straight to me, or you can pull up Charlie Brown's
And does it have if you're going out of town where you might be?
We're working on that right now. That I'm in Savannah usually the first weekend of every month. Working to packed houses.
Lena,
Yes.
how long have you been performing here with Charlie?
I was going on almost 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting close to 10 years. I think it started in February of '92, I think it was. So I've enjoyed it. I've been trying to get over forever because before I worked over here, I worked at a club called Crazy Rays, and so it was a matter of time. I was waiting to get in over here. So I'm more than happy to be here because as I've learned through the years, I've been in the business now 28 years.
28 years.
Yeah, 20 years in office. And it's the first club that I have ever worked in. We have the benefits that we do have.
What do you mean?
What we do, we have
Like health and that sort of
health
stuff?
and life insurance. We have
That's
401k.
fabulous.
We have all that here, which it was unheard of in clubs before this. You know, if you got those, you had to get them on your own.
Totally insured.
Totally insured, disability.
Taxes taken out.
Yes.
Most entertainers are paid. Well,
Right.
their cast is Lena's whistle.
Yeah.
And do you think, well, it takes kind of established performers to stick around to get those sort of benefits, right?
Well, not necessarily.
Not well. The thing is about it. Every entertainer in my show, the least one has been here going on 2 years now. And when an entertainer leaves the show, the cast votes on who to bring in. This is the
So
the
there's a
cast
long list.
runs. It says Charlie Brown's, but the entire cast votes. It's a family unit. This is very close back here. All the entertainers vote on who's the next entertainer to come in, and usually when an entertainer comes here, they don't leave because of the benefits, the working conditions. 4 out of the 6 entertainers, 3 out of the 6 own homes. Lena just got approved to buy a house, and
Right, where? What part of town? Yeah.
I'm looking for East Atlanta right now.
Well, yeah, I live in Oakhurst, which is
Do you?
right. Now you're thinking of East Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like East Lake, a little south of East Lake. Kirkwood area is really good. I'm close to that.
she should come to Cobb County with me.
Woohoo!
I love it out there.
I am the mayor of Austell,
Yes.
Of
She
all
is
the
the mayor
places
of
for
Austell,
Charlie Brown to
definitely.
live, it's
and I would love it out there. Absolutely love it.
Peaceful out there. I've been out there a couple of times.
So tell me, what's a regular night? You get into work at 8 o'clock, and then
No, we usually come in at 9
Right.
okay.
on Friday and Saturdays, and the show starts at 11. And our show is prompt. Thursday nights, it starts at 1 a.m. Friday and Saturday, it starts at 11. Sunday, it starts at midnight.
In my case, I'm usually here early on Saturdays because I have to work at Blake's and here on Saturdays. So I'll come right over after from Blake's, come over and do the show here.
Can you tell me some hints about makeup? Like what? every
Don't
drag
watch
queen
me.
should know?
Don't be afraid of it.
Don't be afraid of it.
No.
So it's like a canvas you keep painting or something?
Yeah, it's blending.
And you started out and you did a base that was a little darker, and now you light it up with a little powder.
You light it up with powder. And now I'm doing the outline of my eyes. A lot of entertainers that start out, young entertainers that start out, they're scared to use makeup, and they try to look like the lady at the mall.
You can't do
And when they walk on stage, they have no makeup on. It fades out real quick under all the lights that we're under. And every makeup artist in the business is looking at this going, oh God, he's doing it all wrong. But everybody's got their style.
What's this? Everyone's different.
Tell me, both of you, who your favorite performers are that you like to
Watch performers.
sing.
See? Oh,
That
gosh.
you in your performances, what artists do you, what music do you use? What artists?
Well, we both love Tina Turner.
Yes.
Oh,
Tina
yes.
Turner. Yes. Tina Turner and Eartha Kitt, mine too. They're really, and Patti LaBelle, the 3.
Oh, yeah.
I love Millie.
Probably will. Probably will. And occasionally I have to throw some Diana Ross, just to break up the monotony.
So you've got such a big repertoire that you really don't have to pin down exactly what you're doing every night. You're just gonna say, I feel like I'm in the mood for
Well, the thing is, I like to do things that I feel. First of all, I don't do things unless I really feel it, because I can't put my best into it if I don't feel it. And also, I like to do things that I might do repeat a number over and over because that's what the crowd wants. I believe in giving the crowd what they want. I'm not a top 40 entertainer. I'm an entertainer that tries to please the audience. So many entertainers try to do the top 40, which is fine and dandy, but you have to be careful about that, because I've learned down through the years that when I like to communicate with the audience and talk to them, find out what they want to see from me or of me. And that's how I work with that.
I have a lot of people, a lot of locals said, "Oh, you're not doing your Tina Turner, are you?" The one I did on HBO, but every night there's 5 or 10 knocks on the door. We brought people here to saw you on HBO. Are you doing your Tina Turner? Our locals that come here a lot, they say that we don't change our music around enough, but people are constantly bringing people to see certain things.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. It's about giving the audience what they want.
You cannot always please
Everybody.
and you.
No way.
Like Lena and I, we're like she said, we're not the top 40 entertainers. Lauren and Heather and Raven and Ashley and Shauna, they're the young top 40, and they battle to grab this number before the next one does. And where I couldn't go out and do, some of the young blonde artists that they're little
Britney
high
Spears.
pitched. Right. That can you see that voice coming out of me? So it's hard to find our music. I've gotten into the blues and jazz, the big brassy bold women, the bitches of the thing.
A little Etta maybe.
Etta James, Denise LaSalle, Katie. What's her last name?
Katie.
She's new. I've just started learning some of her stuff. Millie Jackson. Oh, Atlanta bitch, honey. Love her.
I'm surprised that we don't have record companies that want to have an interest in or an influence in what's being performed, because people do really go home and remember those songs and want to, listen to the artist again so they can remember your performance and that sort of thing.
Oh, they.
I'm
So
su-
true, because I've had people come to me and said they never heard Eartha Kitt, Where's My Man, until they saw me do it, and then they went out and bought it.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah, there's definitely. I would think that it would be.
A market.
It would be appealing for them to know, or it would be appealing for them to have an interest in what was going on. Maybe sponsored by so and so or something. But
You see what I'm doing with the blending of the colors here? I'm using the black over burgundy, which as I add some purple here to it, it's going to transform this into a shade of purple that I like for my eyes. The black is the outline for it. Now you're going to go home and try all this, aren't you?
well, what? I've had my tries and will again, and certainly I'll have a new idea.
Well, now you can have a new look.
I actually went to New Orleans for Halloween this year, and did drag with my friends and just had a ball, and really had a really fun time doing it. It was the first time I really got. Actually, we hired a drag queen to come and paint us. Her name was.
That's the key word, having a fun time.
We were all locked up in a hotel room. She painted all of us. What was her name? She's got a Miss Louisiana Continental title, and I can't remember her name. It'll come to me.
Did you wear sensible flats?
No, and I was locked up by the end of the evening. I could not get the shoes off. I couldn't lower my heel.
That is the worst mistake. People that want to have fun in drag is
All night.
that's the mistake. Every Halloween, look at the heels I'm going to wear. Yeah, I'd wear them in and put my flats on and wear them out.
That's exactly
because they always get the heels this high.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're cool as hell. Look at these shoes. Until about 20 minutes after they get to the club and their feet's been stomped about 10 times by a packed house, and their little toes start swelling around these cute little clips.
Especially if they have to stand all night.
Yeah. So wear your flats, put your flats in your big purse. Always carry a big purse when you do drag for the first time. And you have a pair of flats in and wear your pretty little fashionable heels in. And when you go to the bathroom, put your flats on, put your heels in your shoe, in your purse.
Definitely. That's
And
what's happening
always
this year.
take another little change of outfit because you're going to get tired of that dress you picked out. Get you a
true.
pair of blue jeans and a little frilly top.
Yeah.
Because halfway through the night, you want to
Yes.
get down and party, and you're stuck in this outfit, and you can't do nothing. Your feet's hurting, your outfit's killing you, and your makeup's getting oily. Now we add purple to fade out.
Lena, where are you from?
I was born in Chicago, Illinois, but I was raised in a little Air Force town called Rantoul, Illinois. And it's where my folks still live to this day. And moved there in 1962. And from there I went to Champaign, Urbana, Illinois, where I went to college for about 3.5 years. My last semester I got fed up. I came out of the closet completely and I started doing shows the same year. That was in 73. And there wasn't even a club in that little town when I started, but after I was there for about 2 months, they finally opened up one called the Blue Saloon. And I used to do hot spots on the weekends and worked as a bank teller during the day. And the shows, the bars though, been open to 5 p.m.
So that's where you got the money to come to Atlanta.
Now you know. But yeah, I did that for a year and a half. Then I moved from there to Then there was a soup. I can see if I can get my problem. But I started on a dare actually. My best friend was getting his master's degree in costume design at the University of Illinois. And jokingly, I was saying what I would look like in drag. Next thing I know, he made me an outfit, brought me a wig, ripped off the long. She never missed it. And still quite impressive to me. But I didn't really get impressed with Eartha Kitt until my later years. You know, for a long time I just wasn't, into her. Then my mother tells me this story that when I was in diapers, the first person I used to dance to was Eartha Kitt. My dad used to take her bar.
Your mother was grooming you then?
No, my dad was. My dad took me to the bar, and my diapers, okay. I was dancing to Stacey Boom for Eartha Kitt. And she knew then I was going to be in show business. But,
Not in this farm.
at first she didn't. When I first told her I was doing female impersonation, they were kind of leery about it when they found out what kind of living I've been making out of it. They're pleased with it now.
Would you two mind giving us some idea of how much money you make? I mean, just because it's my impression that you, compared to other performers and entertainers, as far as working in the theater or musicians or anything like that,
About the same.
You make a good living.
Comfortable living.
You can survive on what you do.
The thing is about our job is, though, we have to put so much back into it. This is like scan through here.
Clothes, hair, makeup, shoes.
This is stuff I don't use every day. It has to be.
We kept
All this is bought. Look,
jewelry.
Oh wait, can you pull that out again? It's Charlie Brown's jewelry drawer. I'm so excited. Look at all that stuff.
And this stuff is not cheap. I mean, it's just, but this tools is a trade. I mean, we're not getting rich here. We're making a good living, comfortable living. I'm saving money with my 401k and putting money in savings.
You have to make that conscious effort to do it. That's what it is.
And thank God, paying for my house.
Would you say that the two of you are rare birds in the in the world of doing drag, as far as being around for a while and sticking it out? It's like being a senior performer in a way.
No,
I would say rare, maybe to this city, because there's not very many of us in this city. I can
left.
say that. But now they're if you go travel throughout the country, you'll find a few of us still out there. You know, I think we're very fortunate.
And each city has its legend
Yeah.
that stayed in that city. But the smaller cities, they have to have daytime jobs, and they only perform maybe one night a week, like a Sunday night or a Thursday night. They don't have the turnover of audiences that we have. And it's very few shows in the country that are featured 3 to 4 or 5 nights a week. And we're very fortunate too that we can stay here. And plus, since HBO, our entertainers travel. That's where your money comes. That's where your main the good money comes from, is traveling.
What about the competitions?
The Miss
Yeah, are those
Entertainer.
all for the younger?
Oh yeah, but they have the classic for the older queens, certain age, and they have the at large for the large queens, and they have the beginners, and then they have the national title holders. These, in this day and time, it's very hard for entertainers to get into the business, because when we came up, they loved, every club had a baby, and they worked with that baby, and they groomed it and everything.
Yeah.
Raven was my baby. When I started this show, I started with babies.
Well, I remember when I moved to Atlanta, Raven had just started here, or wasn't part of your cast yet, but it was just starting. And I remember thinking, she is not real. She is an alien from another planet.
Yeah.
And of course, you were an alien from another planet.
My own.
So,
People want me to do their makeup. I want my eyes to look just like yours. They don't realize I shave my eyebrows. And it's something you have to do to get the effect that I do. Because I had straight across eyebrows. They never stopped. They do now.
so tell me, what is your favorite part about your job?
After I'm out there with the audience, and it's always so many people that are so much fun. I can look at them and tell I'm going to have such a good time with this person. Last night it was just like this drunk. A friend of mine told me about this place on murder, and I had a field day with him. And when I can have our light technicians and our bartenders laughing their butts off, you know, and they see me every night, I know I'm hitting home. And when I have to stop and just hold my stomach and bend over laughing, and it happens all the time here. That's what makes our show, is the comedy in this show and the fun and pulling the audience in with us. We're not like the La Cage of Las Vegas, where here you are, here's the show. We're this. We're out in there, we're up in their faces, we're titty rolling in their faces, leaving glitter all over these straight men's faces so they go to Waffle House and get harassed for being gay. But I enjoy putting my lipstick on. When I put the lipstick on, I'm through.
How long does it take both of you to get dressed?
Oh, we can do it in 45 minutes if we rush. We both like to take our time. We drink coffee, we watch TV. Thank God for Backstreet. They've given us a top-notch dressing room. We have the bathroom over here, and refrigerator, microwaves, coffee pots, just so we can just self-contained,
I got cable.
cable.
Lena, what about you? What's your?
I'll be
favorite part
watching.
of your
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
What's your favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of my job is each time I step out on stage, knowing that I've always said this, if I make one person smile, then I'm happy because I'm only one person. But anybody else that comes along with us, like icing on cake. And each time when I go out there, I know I make more than one person smile. I've made their day. And that's all I ever ask, you know. And that's what I enjoy. I enjoy entertaining.
Oh, they sit and frown at you.
That's, you know, I'm real simple when it comes to something like that. I'm an entertainer. I want to make you happy and to forget whatever problems you have throughout the course of the day. You know, enjoy yourself.
I'm always asked for young entertainers to help do their makeup and stuff, and I always tell them that you can always have someone do your makeup, but nobody's going to do your makeup the way you want it done. You need to sit down your nights off when you ain't got you're a starving young drag queen trying to make a living and get in the business. The nights when you're home working on costumes, or you ain't got enough money to go out because you're trying to buy this costume or put it together. Pull out your makeup mirror, sit down, put it on the coffee table, sit down on the floor. Do your makeup, do one eye this way and do one eye this way, and then you look and see which one you like the best.
Definitely what I'm doing next time.
And then you just sit and play in it. And when you, but every time you do your makeup, you're just going to get better with it, and you're going to create your own look, your own character that you're trying to develop.
And makeup is expensive. I mean, we were talking about the expenses that you have as far as the costumes and the tools that you use for the makeup.
Oh yeah, this is all MAC makeup.
Right. But if you're first starting out, I suggest you use something like wet, which is pretty good makeup. If you're starting out, you can't afford
Drugstore makeup.
drugstore makeup. Yeah.
Don't skimp on your base. So the base is the foundation of it all.
Base and powder. Once you got that base, you got the beard, the face even, you know, smoothed out. You can skimp a little bit on the others.
You don't have to have the most expensive makeup because it's all the same.
A lot of it's how you put it on, it's not what you buy, you know. Because I've seen people buy the most expensive makeup, and you would swear they got the cheapest brand on because of the way they apply it.
Do you make your costumes?
Some of the entertainers do. I don't. I used to do a lot of bead work.
Where do you find them?
Wherever I can find them to fit me. No, Shauna, different entertainers make some clothes for me.
So Raven
Okay.
makes a lot of her costumes and sometimes
Raven makes all hers. Shauna makes all hers. Lauren designs her own clothes. It's several people in the business that just sews for female impersonator designs.
Is this Raven's?
Yeah.
I'm dying to see her do Wonder Woman. And as a matter of fact, what I'd like to try with you at some point is some sort of, some point in all this, and the many times that we do this, I want to find some sort of way to transform you quickly into Charlie Brown. Not necessarily like spinning around like Wonder Woman, but come up with your own little emergency world, not running into a phone booth or doing something,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
but that's distinct to you, that only something you do. So maybe give that some thought, and in the future we'll try to put that together. Because I could do a Flash like a Wonder Woman, but we need a Charlie Brown transformation. Maybe have you walking into, I don't know, a store and not getting any attention, and then having to go and do a quick transform, coming out whooping ass.
Maybe we could do brush strokes. It's a gay store. Go in and I like stand around looking and looking. Nobody paying any attention to me. And I go in the, like step over behind the booth and pop up. Never.
So-
Ah.
She's back.
Just duck down behind book rack and come back up as Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Then have the Armorettes attack me there.
What's going on with the Armory? Did Backstreet buy the Armory?
Oh man, wait till you see it.
And they're, it's still closed. They're not opening.
They gutted it. It's going to be flawed.
It's gonna make
The
Backstreet
dance,
massive.
the dance floor is bigger than the dance floor downstairs now. It's huge.
So are you gonna perform over there? You said
Nope,
this is your
they're going mainly circuit.
circuit crowd.
Circuit crowd. They're trying to develop an all circuit club
Yeah, it will be. I'm sure.
because they got that huge deck upstairs and
Lock the doors. Pass the water bottles out.
oh, it's gonna be liquor too, but
Yeah.
they're going all that whole circuit. Look, let's see the blending.
It's transforming.
It's taking shape. The bitch is forming. The S is going on Charles right now.
Charlie, I'm gonna pull you. Actually, keep it on you. I just pulled that out of my camera. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm gonna come right back to it. Now, Lena, can you tell me what is your? Give me. Am I supposed to call you Lena now, or before, or always?
That makes no difference to me either way. But if you know, my real name is Lester West.
Lester.
And I go by Les when I'm not painting it up. When I during the day, this is how I am. I am Lester during the day. But only this is like it's just a job. I've always saw myself as an actor, and so like I tell everybody, Lena makes the money, Les spends it. So that's.
Would you like me to? Can I put your name up on as? Can you spell your name for me? Lesterwest.
That's correct.
And Charlie, what about you? If I throw your name up on the screen a few times, do you want it as Charlie Brown? Do you want it as Charles?
Doesn't matter.
Tell me your full name. Charles.
Charles H. Dillard.
Dillard. Okay. I'll have both then. A little bit of both. Tell me your favorite Patti LaBelle song, please, because I love
my
Patti
favorite
LaBelle.
Patti LaBelle song. Oh Lord, let me see. I've got like two if I can think of it. I really. One I haven't done in a long time, but it's "You Are My Friend."
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my all-time favorites. And
That requires a lot of energy.
yeah, it does. And the last pageant that I won, that's the song that I did, and it's a significant meening to me because I've had a lot of friends that have passed on down through the years, and it's a very moving song for me. It helps me remind me of those who have gone, and I have to say it's my favorite. My second one is Lady Marmalade. I love that one a lot. And that is a remake of it with Christina Aguilera and Maya and I think one other girl. I can't think who it is right now. Little Kim. It's interesting, but those are my two favorite by Patti LaBelle. Then her latest one that I do a lot of is When You Talk About Love. It's just it's such an uplifting song. And
Now, do you dabble in any type of musical writing or singing as Lester?
I have in the past. I did Glitter Dome back in November. I'm doing another Glitter Dome in June.
We've covered Glitter Dome. I'd love to talk to you about that and catch you performing that.
I'm there June the 15th. Back there June the 15th. I did Vox back in February on a Tuesday night. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I started out in the business as a singer before I started female impersonation.
Well, both of you, you're of course surrounded by music here, so
Right.
I know that you have to have roots that go beyond.
Right. My mother used to be a singer too, and I had a lot to do with it. And during my college days, I was in a choir. It was called the Black Choir. We had the opportunity, and something I will cherish for as long as I live. I sang with some of the great gospel singers of the time. Shirley Caesar and James Cleveland. There was Maida Moss Clark, who is the mother of the Clark sisters. And that was fun. I enjoyed that tremendously. Then when I was in high school, I did a lot of contests, and I also sang with an orchestra during the summer. And those are quite rewarding.
Singing with an orchestra takes a lot
It does.
of concentration.
It does, but you know, if you have never sang with an orchestra before, it's really with all the different type of instruments behind you.
It's incredible.
It really is. It's very uplifting. I mean, you just want it to go on forever once you get into it. You do. And I had a chance to sing at the county fair once, but I was going to a summer camp, and I had sang so much during rehearsal that I had lost my voice, so I didn't make it to the county fair. But I was like 18 at the time.
I sang at I'm a musician. I'm a singer also. I'm a songwriter. I have a degree in vocal performance. And I sang at the county fair when I was 16, I recall. And no, I must have been about 14 or something. It was in Augusta.
Augusta, Georgia?
The Augusta County Fair. And you know what I remember the most about that was so cool was
The Hoochie Coochie Show?
no, not the Hoochie Coochie. That was later on down on Broad Street. I love those high heels I was in. No, I had from Georgia Regional. There were some patients that came to the early part when we were rehearsing, and I got to perform to some people who really had a tough time in their lives. And this one young lady was actually in a box. You know, she didn't have any arms or legs. And I will never forget performing in front of her and thinking just how lucky that I was to be able to entertain them, and
How fortunate
I was to be able to do that and to be in their presence, really.
You know something like that, because I performed in the rest home before too, and they really appreciate it because I don't get that often. When a younger person comes out to do that, it builds their spirits up. You know, it makes it much easier for them to live, make it through the day. For them to remember, cherish.
The airbrushing.
Tell me what kind of song you gonna do tonight? Is it a secret? Can you tell me?
Who's the artist? It's from Every Woman's Blues. It's Look at Me. And I don't have my glasses up. Cut 11.
Fire.
And we're going to one of my favorite
Don't
women's.
you tell me?
No, it's Look at Me.
Oh, look at me.
Cut 11.
The reason why I was going to put some music behind. I'll have some music behind this.
Okay. Then it'll go into Nice LaSalle. Long Dong Silver. My music's very risque. I like
Raunchy?
on the verge that I can take it and play with it.
Do you ever go down to New Orleans for Jazz Fest?
No. Working.
Yeah,
I'm a
man.
working woman.
Yeah.
I would love to go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. I've never been to one of those.
Well, I went Mardi Gras this year for the first time.
Enjoy it.
I did. I really did.
I heard it's no fun unless you're single.
Well,
That's enough on that.
And they said, I
I was
don't.
there with my partner for the first time, and it was the first time that we grabbed a stripper's dick before together. Kind of sparked, put some sparks.
I don't drink, and that's another useless thing. Look, there's a sober man on the street. Get him.
I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding about
Drag.
stop talking for a second because I want to make sure I have the blending.
I think the most misunderstood thing about drag is people don't realize that it is a business. They think we're just doing it for the fun of it, and then they realize when we talk to them, realize that it is a business and it's a way of
Oh,
life.
you work in a bar. You have all the fun. No, no, it's not that.
Nothing like that at all.
We deal with all the drunks. We deal with everybody that's had a rough week, and they in here to get away from it, and they looking to us to help them. And if we don't get them there, they take it out on us.
Yep.
We're dealing with rednecks. I mean, rednecks from Dalton, Snellville, that heard about us at the BP station or the Waffle House, and they're here, or their girlfriends that heard about it and promised them a lot of nookie to bring them in here. And so it is hard work. I mean, we're here. We walk in this club. I walk in this club. I leave my house at 8:30 on Friday. I walk in the club at 9 o'clock. I walk out of here at 4:10 a.m. in the morning, and I'm home by 5 a.m. in the morning.
Good Lord.
And it's a hard job, but it's a job I enjoy. Everybody cannot work this shift. A lot of entertainers have come here and tried to work it, and they cannot handle it because of the alcohol and the hours. Your life weekend, your total weekend is in this dressing room and on that stage. Each entertainer may have up to 15 minutes in between their sets that they can get out and talk to someone if they want to talk to them, but they've got to leave them and come right back in here. If they've met someone that they want to maybe get to know better, while they're in here getting ready to go back out there doing the song,
Maybe gone.
800 people in this bar to 1,000 people, somebody's done swooped that sucker up and gone with him, honey, and you go out and he's gone. So this is a very devoted career, and I have the best girls in the business. I have every look you would want. I've got Raven, who's a goddess. I've got Shauna Brooks, who is the black dancing bitch from hell. I've got Ashley Cruz. Ashley Cruz is one of the most polished pageantry queens in the business. I have Heather Daniels, who is the sex kitten from hell. Then we got Lauren the Masters, who is your VH1, MTV, look, dance, style,
Girl.
that whole style, the whole look. You got Lena Lust, who's touching on the history of drag, the Diana Ross, Patti LaBelle, and different entertainers of that era that the younger entertainers don't want to do, but the older crowd looks for. And then you got me as the bitch. Blame it on me.
Hold it all together.
Well, it's not, the rules are very simple. Show up, be on time, don't do drugs, don't get drunk. And they do it, and they enjoy their jobs, and we have very, very fabulous working conditions. We're very fortunate, because some clubs I go to, it's a closet with one light bulb hanging and a little cracked, dirty mirror over here, and they want you to go out and do no air conditioning in it.
Is it ever dangerous, your job?
Oh, not dangerous, but you never know what you're dealing with out there. When we first opened the cabaret, I've had to pack rednecks out of here. I mean, I'd verbally pick them up from the table and not verbally but physically, just grab them, twist the arm behind the back, and take them out. And I got tired of doing it. And oh, the Easter Bunny arrived.
Happy Easter.
Thank
A
you.
little tinky winky. I
Oh,
love
thank
that.
you.
Here's Tinky.
Yeah, we do it. Fred, my lover, the sound engineer, did a Tinky Winky when Jerry Falwell was attacking him. There is a fly in here. I've never seen a fly in here. Of course, he's dive bombing me right now. I've never seen one in here.
You might do a spell check on that. Does that look about right to you?
Spell check.
Wait a minute, I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
Is the kitchen lights on, Fred?
Spelling error.
Looks good to me. Of course, I have been known to be an idiot before, but looks good to me.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna steer away from another way.
What he's doing is he's just doing me tonight.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's going to be backstage with me, going in and out through the crowd,
Yeah, but you
and
do like I mean, if you catch the
I will
crowd, I
get
wouldn't
you
worry
if I'm
about
out.
it.
I will.
Yeah.
This allows you to, if you have a good piece of footage and
I want you like don't be this close to me while I'm on the mic,
I will not.
because
I'll stay
I
off the
jerk and
stage,
go.
Actually,
Pardon?
I'll stay off the stage and away from you. I just want to kind of disappear once everything gets going.
Okay, but you're going to be video.
I wouldn't worry about getting somebody's face in it, obviously, because I'm going to put this up about 10 minutes from the show.
I'd go ahead and put it up.
Well, yes, ma'am. It's downstairs on the main level, right where the main bar is, right across from it.
It's over there in that trash can, hon.
That's what it's
What's coming up? I know that you're going to be performing at Pride, right?
Yeah. I'll also be doing Gay Pride in Savannah.
Do you get to produce that show? How does that work?
Raven produces the show here.
Wow, third year.
And Christina Fox is producing Savannah's. Peg, the Mouth of the South, and I are the special guests for it. Plus, we'll be featured at that club that night.
And then your regular shows, tell me when they are here.
Thursdays, 1 to 4:30. Friday, Saturday, 11 to 4. Sundays, midnight until 3:30. I need to bring the lights up just a hair. Too much of hair. Lena, can you peep and see if that kitchen's open yet? I want some coffee. That's my downfall now.
That's your what?
That is the thing I don't drink or anything. I love coffee.
No, it's not open yet. No, there's no one in there yet.
Thank you, hon.
Have you ever fallen on stage?
Oh yeah. Oh
Anything
yeah.
about-
I've walked off stages. Shattered my ankle.
Shit.
Got it, finished the number, went to the hospital. I seem to fall up steps more than I fall off them.
Especially this one's out here by the cabaret.
Because it's always somebody running into you.
What do you think? What would your second career choice be, Charlie?
None.
Stay at home.
I've never really thought about it. I mean,
Anything that you didn't
ever
pursue
since I
because-
graduated from high school, moved to Nashville, Tennessee, I was a waiter, worthless waiter, and job to job. And then when I started into this, it's just, I've been doing it ever since, you know. I had 2 years in between high school and this. And a gypsy in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina told me that my future laid in Nashville, Tennessee in a theatrical form. And I didn't think nothing about it. And when I went back to Nashville, I got the job, and I've been doing this ever since. She was a card reader.
Do either of you recognize the name Eric Spivey?
Yes.
My partner is John Ishmael, who used to be his partner before he passed away. But I know that he did a lot of makeup for pageants.
Also, I think he was well.
He was a performer in some.
Well,
And then he ran for city council, actually.
so not that I didn't know. I knew that he had a lot to do with the circa party scene.
Yeah, he did. They did a sanctuary sort of parties like that here for a while.
Packed up my cares and was in Birmingham tomorrow night.
You got a performance there?
Yeah. It starts at 2 a.m. in the morning Atlanta time. It runs to 4:30, 5 o'clock Atlanta time. It's a 24-hour club down there.
How often do you travel to perform?
I'm in and out a lot more. I just got emails from Toronto, Canada. They're going to be bringing me in July, I think it is. Lauren and I are doing a big party in Pittsburgh in May. I've considered Nashville, Tennessee, Alabama.
How about your thing in Charleston too?
Yeah, Straight Club in Charleston is bringing me in to set up shows for them on Fridays. They want to turn it to, it's a big straight club, they want to turn it into an alternative night. And they paid me to come in to be the consultant and to book acts for them.
What other type of acts happen here in your show here? Is it just female
When we first started, we had some live entertainment.
It's hard as hell to find good live
Well,
entertainment, isn't it?
yeah, it's out there, but this type